Discoveries from the past. Solomon's Temple. The temple built by Solomon must have been a very beautiful building. It was about twice the size of the tabernacle. See Exodus 26:16 and 18 and 1 Kings 6:2. The temple was divided into two parts. The outer room was the holy place. The inner room was the most holy place. The floors and walls were made from stone and cedar wood. They were covered with gold. At the front of the temple there was a large porch with two tall pillars. Although archaeologists are not able to date any remains of the Temple of Solomon's time, many other buildings of his day have been uncovered. They match the style and building materials described in the Bible. Canaanite religion. Writings and other remains found in Canaanite cities tell about their religion. The people worshipped idols or false gods of wood and stone. They sacrificed even their little children to these idols. The worship of false gods was a bad example to the people of Israel. The Moabite stone. The Moabite stone, set up by King Mesha of Moab, shows the importance of Chemosh, the god of Moab. It also names Omri, Ahab's father, as king of Israel. 2 Kings. Let's look at 2 Kings. Writer. No author is named for the books of Kings. Some people think these books may have been written by the prophet Jeremiah or by someone else of his time. The writer was familiar with the history of the people of Israel. Title. The books of Kings were originally one book. 2 Kings covers over 200 years, from the ministry of Elisha under Ahaziah, king of Israel, and Jehoram, king of Judah, to the fall of the kingdom of Judah. Main people. In Israel, Elisha, Jehu, Jeroboam II. In Judah, Joash, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Isaiah, Manasseh, Josiah. Outline. The ministry of Elijah, 1 Kings 17 through 22, and 2 Kings 1 and 2. The ministry of Elisha, 2 Kings 1 through 9, 13. The last days of Israel, 2 Kings 10 through 17. The last days of Judah, 2 Kings 18 through 25. History. Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. Location. The book of 2 Kings is in the history division of the Old Testament. It is the 7th book of history and the 12th book of the Old Testament. Connecting to Jesus in 2 Kings. In 2 Kings, God's chosen people were captured and taken to other countries. It seemed as though God's promise for the Messiah to come from the land of Israel would not come true. But God's plan for saving people from sin could not be stopped. God used the rulers of foreign nations to work out his plan. Some Jews were allowed to return to the land God had given them. From the descendants of these few, Jesus would come just as God had promised. Discoveries from the past. Jehu and the Assyrian emperor. A stone that was found in the palace of Nimrod actually shows the Israelite king Jehu kneeling before an Assyrian emperor. The writing on the stone tells how the Israelites came bringing gifts of tribute. While this incident is not described in 2 Kings, Jehu was probably seeking Assyrian help against their common enemy Hazael, king of Syria, 2 Kings 10:32. Writings found from the Assyrians show that what is written in the books of Kings is true. These writings list people and events that are also described in the Bible. The city of Babylon. At the end of the book of 2 Kings, the people of Judah were carried off to Babylon because of their sin. The great city of Babylon has been discovered and many of the ruins uncovered. See information on page 342. When events happened. I equals king of Israel, J equals king of Judah. 850 BC, kings of Israel, Judah, Elijah, Elisha, 840 BC, Jehu, king of Israel, 830 BC, Joash, king of Judah, end of northern kingdom, 722 BC. Main events. The ministries of Elijah and Elisha, chapters 1 through 9. These chapters tell ways God used two prophets, Elijah and Elisha, to help people and to give people his messages. Chapter 1. Israel. Ahaziah died. His younger brother Jehoram, also spelled Joram, became king of Israel. Elijah, Elisha. Chapter 2. Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind, leaving Elisha to take over his work as a prophet of the Lord. Chapter 3. The kings of Israel, Judah and Edom, joined in fighting against Moab. Elisha gave them God's instructions. Chapter 4. Elisha helped a widow pay money she owed. He helped another woman by asking God to bring her son back from death, and God did. 700 BC, Hezekiah, king of Judah, Isaiah, Manasseh, king of Judah, 640 BC, Josiah, king of Judah, 586 BC, fall of Jerusalem. Chapter 5. Naaman, an Aramean commander, had leprosy. He came to Elisha to be healed. When he followed Elisha's instructions, God healed him. Chapter 6. Elisha helped a man who had lost an axe head. Elisha made it float to the surface of the river. Elisha warned the king of Israel about an attack by the Arameans. The Arameans tried to capture Elisha but were struck blind. Elisha led the blind men to Israel, where they were fed and set free. Chapter 6 and 7. God protected the city of Samaria from attack. He made the attackers believe they heard the sounds of a great army coming against them. Chapters 8 and 9. Elisha anointed Jehu king of Israel. Jehu killed the wicked kings of Israel and Judah. He ordered that Jezebel, Ahab's wicked queen, be killed. The last days of Israel, chapters 10 through 17. God told his people that if they obeyed him, he would bless them in the land he gave them. But if they disobeyed him, he would send them out of this land. 1 Kings 9, 6 through 9. God kept warning them, but they wouldn't listen. The 10 northern tribes, or Israel, were the first to be sent out of the land. Israel, 10 tribes, first to go into captivity, Judah, 2 tribes. Chapter 10, Israel. Jehu killed all who remained loyal to the family of dead King Ahab. He also killed the worshippers of Baal. Israel, Aram, Syria. God promised the kingdom of Israel to Jehu's family for 4 generations. But Jehu didn't fully obey God, and Aram, Syria, overpowered areas of Israel.